Well, here's my baby. She's been with me since 2013. It's my shipping crate. It's my piece of junk, but it's mine. And I love her a good bit. She's been a really good truck to me. Over the years, I've had to fix a lot of things. The black is really hiding sins. I mean, I fixed this 6 years ago now. Unfortunately, it looks like the fix didn't quite fix for the whole time. I mean, it's a Dodge. But it's a really good truck functionally. I just brought her over here. It's amazing how well this truck drives. You know, with a fair amount of load on the back. Camper's doing great. She's still a piece of junk, but she's my piece of junk. I guess I don't really have too much more to say than that. I probably should have thought a little bit more. My main concern with making the video was talking about, well, I'm going to have this thing here so I can stay in it. Well, the floor goes in. I popped a brake line on the Dodge on the way, not on the way here. I probably did yesterday when I was squirreling around to the property here. So yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. I was wondering why I had some fluid leaking out. It didn't taste like diesel, didn't smell like diesel, didn't look like diesel, and it was really, you know how brake fluid has that nice lubey feel on your fingers. Well, I didn't even consider it could be a brake line because these brake lines have always been pretty solid. Well, in the deep snow I was driving, this isn't very deep. At my house we still have, it's melted a little bit to the sun load here. It did not have much for brakes when I pulled up to the edge of my driveway. So I didn't have to come very far to come here. So it's not that big a deal, but it's a wonderful truck. I'll fix it. It just got that character you just want to keep fixing. But the hitch, you'll see the hitch review, I suppose, the new hitch for the truck. It's there. The truck does have a crap load of rake, so you'll see the hitch is, you know, down a good bit. The truck's actually raked a lot. This trailer weighs a good bit, and I put 2-inch lift shackles on it, but we're still nowhere close to the overloads because we probably need to put a spacer on the overload feet so that the overload leaf actually starts doing something. We'll get to that. It's one of the things that's on the to-do list. But yeah, these 1-ton Dodges have really nice frames on them. Something is going on with the, looks like it rusted through the bed mount right there. So I'll have to fix that. Whoops, over here. That's okay. We'll fix it. It's a Dodge. It's one of those things that you have to deal with. But, yeah. So I'll fix the brake line. I got to fix a weird thing with the dash that it's doing. Pretty sure it's the key or the lock cylinder. Is it going to come on and off? See, it seems like it gets a good connection and then it chills out. But it'll turn the dash on and off, and then it acts like you just turn the key again. So pretty sure it's lock cylinder, but this truck sat for 2 years. So actually, well, my daughter's 3 and I haven't driven it since she's been alive. So, oh my goodness, it's been sitting a long time. So, you know, you got to fix Dodge things. It's rusty, but it's my truck. She's paid for. She's been a really good girl to me. I built that many years ago. Intended to protect my truck from deer, and it does a pretty good job. It's been around. Well, that's the Dodge. These wheels and tires were intended for my Chevy, but obviously Chevy and Dodge whole pattern's the same. So I put them on here for right now. We'll get the Dodge in working order, and we might change up. I can fit 35s, as you can see. Probably go to 35s for not for any other reason than it's always nice to have more rubber. But it's a really good truck. I mean, to me, it looks cool. This is a toy truck to me. Like, it's... And yes, I put that sticker on Goofy. That's my fault. The side of the truck was like 8 million degrees because the sun was really hot that day. And I got the sticker all off. Went to go stick it at the side of the truck. My hand touched the paint, and it just lit my finger up. And I rushed, I moved, and it stuck down. I'm like, well, committed now. But yeah, one of the things I would like to do to this is long arms. These leading arms are short. I have adjustable ones on here. And I do have the axle pushed forward a good inch or so. Whoopsies. There's a wall of stuff there. I do have the axle pushed forward about an inch on purpose to give me a little bit more arm length. You can see the adjuster back here. But they're pretty short. You can see that their angle is pretty severe. Anti-squat becomes a problem when you hit the brake. The truck wants to rise up on the arm because the force going into the truck, there's so much of a component lifting the body that you end up with the front end or the suspension drooping when you hit the brake. So not a good idea. The other thing is when you hit an obstacle, instead of the wheel being driven up, it actually drives the force on it. There's so much of a component pushing, again, back and up, that it literally, and you can hear the power steering pump whining. We haven't been able to get that to bleed all the way, and I don't offhand know why. We had it jacked up. We turned the wheel back and forth, the wheels back and forth, trying to get it to bleed, and it just has not. They require that you use ATF, and I know ATF is about the worst oil for power steering pumps, but that's what they require, and I've heard that it's really hard to get ATF to get the bubbles out of it because it wants to create its own bubbles. But it's an expensive pump, and we're trying to do what they say is required, so kind of is what it is right now. Figure that out too. That's to come. The whole point of having this beautiful beast right here, this beautiful shop, is to fix things like this that I'm passionate about. And these things take time. No one who has an old truck and uses it doesn't have to work on it. It's like part of the show. If you're going to have an old truck, you got to work on it. So that's kind of especially part of the show with the Dodge. But she's a wonderful truck. I love her. But anyway, so I'd like to build some long arms in here for it because the stock ones are way too short. They're at a big angle now. It's a 3-inch coil. It's a Thurin. All Thurin parts on this besides the BD Diesel leading arms and the Carly track bar. I got the track bar a long time ago, way before this truck was lifted or anything. It's got 2-inch rear shackles in the back. And like I said, I need to change that overload setup so that the overload springs actually start doing something. You can see how much rake. I mean, you could fit a basketball in there and you couldn't fit a soccer ball in there. So there's a lot of rake going on here. Anyway, so that's my truck. She's a good truck. I need to finish putting some gauges on it and doing some other things, but that's what this is for back here. So this will be a fun winter time of working on this thing. It's not perfect, but I love this truck. I really do. It's set I towed a lot of stuff with it. I learned how to work out of it. It was with me through college. It was with me through working during college. And I didn't just work at a McDonald's or something. I worked at a company doing product management, product design, product testing, R&D. I worked my butt off during college. Anyway, she's been with me for a long time. And about every major thing that happened to me as a young man happened in or around this truck. So it's really special to me. But anyway, we got this guy here. We're going to hang out in it, camp in it, maybe do some coyote hunting out of it. And we'll go from there. So thank you guys for watching. This is kind of a little video about why we brought the camper to the farm in the snow. And a little video on my Dodge and why she means so much to me. And it's been a good truck. I put well over 100,000 miles on it. Well over, more like 110, 15,000 miles on it. I thought it had 139,000, but it has, I'm sorry. I thought it had 239,000 miles. It actually has 229,000 miles. I don't know how I got that mucked up, but at any rate, I've had probably 115,000 miles or so. And since 2013. She's a really good truck. I got stacks on there because, like I said, this is my toy. This is like, I hope to have this truck the rest of my life. It certainly isn't worth continuing to fix, but it's worth it to me. But I do have the Thurin Overland shocks on it, front and rear. Thurin sway bar end links. Overland's back here. Like I said, I need to do something about these overloads because they're not doing crap. You can't see them because they're covered in snow, but the drop shackle's right there. But anyway, she's a good girl. Strong frame, good truck. Always been good to me. Sounds amazing. I would not have stacks on a daily driver. No way. Dodge beds. I wish this was a long bed when I was younger. I used it more for short bed things, which is what I'll continue to do with it. And the thing about it is a 1-ton. I just hook it to a trailer when I need more space. The thing about these short beds is that there's not much room. So if you're going to have a short bed and you're not going to work out of it, I decided to put stacks in it. So there you go. Hope you guys liked the video. A little background on my truck. We'll do some work on it this wintertime in the shop and have some fun. Thanks all.